to utilize in that relationship. A lot of times they don't give it to you. They say go read the scripture.
I think a lot of pastors might not have all the tools, but they have some good tools.
They might have some personal experience.
That's what I'm saying. You might want to go to more than one counselor.
I don't deem them being fit to give marriage counseling advice.
Okay, so are you supposed to go to Christian counselors with all the allocate?
No, go to a marriage counselor.
Okay.
Somebody who has gone to school, has the educational backing, who has that experience, go to them.
Okay.
A real marriage counselor.
The only problem with that is it might be a conflict of morals, ethics and morals, coming from a secular. Well, you know what? Let me stop that because now I'm talking because we're not talking Christian. We're just having relationships.
Right. It's just them talking about marriage.
So all right. I'm putting my personal.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But hold on. Wait. But
go ahead.
I do gotta kind of push back on that though, because you're saying don't go to pastors, and I'm thinking pastors
for counseling.
Right. No. I'm feeling like pastors are very valuable. They might not have all the right questions, but they have some questions that the others won't ask.
I didn't say that they're not valuable, but I think when it comes to
you were saying don't
counseling,
go to them. You were saying don't go to them.
Not for counseling. No.
And I'm talking about valuable for counseling.
I don't think not when we're talking about marriage.
Yes, and I'm still talking about they're valuable in the way that they counsel. But
how so?
I'm gonna kind of agree with you because they might not have all the questions. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You go to more than one.
Yeah.
Get the best of both sides.
Okay, we can say that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't let that be the only and the final.
Right. But still, they are kind of valuable.
Yeah, because giving me a scripture not gonna help me like that. Yeah. So okay, all right. We're gonna go on to the next question. Strengthen and build more Black relationships. I think the way we can strengthen and build more is communicating better, being more patient with one another, having more understanding of one another, getting to know one another better, having more respect for one another. I feel like a lot of times in the Black community, we go off these, I call them N-word phrases, and we kind of run with them. Everything I think for us is like a trend, what we see on social media, entertainment, whatever else. And it seems like a lot of the women want to be out there, very sexual, whatever else. And I think a lot of the men feel like, let me see how much I can take her through and how long she gonna stick by me for her to show me that she loved me. I think those mindsets and that is what's messing it up. Nobody's talking to each other, nobody respecting each other. I haven't watched the video, but like look at that couple where I think it was like a murder-suicide recently that was going viral all over the internet. Like, why was that our business for her to call him out or him, whatever? I think stuff like that should have never came out in the public talking about personal stuff. Like far as like if somebody get an STD or something like that, like that's too embarrassing. Now you poking a bear, you're taunting somebody, you humiliating them. I don't feel like we should humiliate each other to that magnitude in the household. Now I would speak on this because some people might be watching like, yo, I said, well, you did something similar to that. Speaking on my own personal situation, my thing was I sat back for years and left stuff in the household or whatever the case may be. And I kept hearing stuff on the outside and people were coming to me on the outside. So I'm like, that was embarrassing or humiliating. So I'm like, well, let me embarrass you back. So that's what I did. Not saying that it was right, but those was my reasoning for that reaction. So I just feel like it needs to be more communication and more respect. I feel like it's hardly no respect for each other in the black community. And it doesn't seem like that's the goal a lot of times in the black community. Like, let me grow up, let me get a family, and let me, you know, grow old together and take trips and whatever else. That doesn't seem like it's the goal. It seems like our morals and our priorities are all messed up. And so that's my opinion about like how we could possibly um, you know, help with the black relationships and whatnot. I want to see it come together. I want to see it being better. And seeing like a lot of these men saying like everybody supposed to know their worth. Everybody supposed to know their value. But seeing men acting like they want the women to take them out on dates now and court them and ask them to marry. That is some weird ass shit to me. Like, but then also you want on the flip side to be treated like a man. But in a lot of instances, it's like you want to be treated like a woman. Like, so you can't have it both ways. It's got to be some kind of middle ground. Somebody has to compromise somewhere. So that's my opinion on it. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not fully aware of, I guess, the new trend that's going on. I might want to ask the director. Hey, is that like a new thing where men? I mean, like as a almost overall, are asking women to take them on dates and asking women to marry them? I mean, is that like the new thing now? I ain't think so. Like, I mean, you might find a couple that's deranged like that, but
It is a lot of men be like, well, she could take me out. She could do this for me. Da, da,
but
da.
come
I
on,
know
now.
my
But
word.
yeah, but come on, now.
You
Why
don't
aren't you
be
paying
seeing.
them attention? That,
But
that,
do you or do you not seeing that happening a
I
lot
don't know
lately?
about the feminine part, like stuff you just said, but I
yeah.
feel like guys in our generation are more tempted to say females should do more things, but not gentleman things like that.
Not like that.
Opening doors
Shit.
and taking
Yeah,
you
we
to dates.
I
ain't
didn't say
nobody
nothing
trying.
about let me open your door,
No,
No,
man.
but I
like
mean,
taking on
but you
dates.
was kind
Oh, I
of
didn't say that. Don't put
that
words in my mouth. If I
that
didn't say it,
aligns
don't
I said
assume.
yeah,
things to that nature.
to that nature. Yeah.
I did not say that though.
Okay.
you did.
All right. Just say
I
the
did
things
not
that
say
she said.
that.
Just say what she said then.
You got to be literal here because I'm real literal.
Going on dates, my bad. That's very.
Going
That would
on
be very,
dates
Taking a man out on date.
that'd be very
and
feminine.
wanting her to get on her knee and ask you to come. Nah, man, men ain't doing that.
Shit.
I haven't heard
Uh,
that. It's new to me.
Shit.
Okay.
Wait, what was your sources? What was your sources on that?
It's all over the internet like everything else.
man, it's a joke, man. People be
No, it's
on
not.
the internet trolling, man. Come on now. I mean, that's not normal.
Duh. That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Okay, so what? You're
not
speaking on it.
normal.
You're speaking on it like it's a normal thing, like that's the new thing happening right now. No, it's not. I mean, people do stupid stuff all the time, but we're not gonna act like that's the overall.
You don't see a lot of men kind of flipping the script and want women to do a lot of things that men used to do for women. You don't see a lot of men basically wanting women to court them now.
I don't. Even if that was the case, why are we paying those guys attention?
Because the numbers are going up.
Okay, well, ignore those.
But those are amongst us.
No,
Those are
you
amongst
still-
us
You
in
say
the
those
dating
is going
pool.
up. I mean, everything is going up, but
Yeah, but a lot of the bad shit is going up, Tyson.
okay. Just going back to all that you named, as far as we need to start communicating more, we need to start respecting more, and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get there?
How do we
it's-
get there?
I mean, of course, yes, that's what we're supposed to do. How do we get there?
Right.
How?
So, okay. Let's role play. Briefly. I'm your woman, you my man. We together for 2 years. I don't like it when you yell at me. I don't like it when you get in my face. Please stop yelling at me and getting in my face. I don't like it when we arguing over the phone, you hang up in my ear. I've asked you several times to stop hanging up in my ear, and every time you get mad, you just hang up in my ear. I feel like so disrespected when you do that. What would be your response to that? And what action would you put behind that?
I want to make a joke, but hey, because I'm like, hey, if I tell you bye 6 times and you still talking, I'm just gonna hang up. Like,
No.
I mean, God damn.
We having a disagreement. We having a disagreement.
I mean, I ain't just
I'm not talking about like.
I'm not gonna sit on the phone with you for 4 hours.
I'm not talking about me fussing at you. But if it's a
All right.
disagreement and there's no resolve at the end, I'm talking about we not agreeing with something. I'm feeling away.
Okay.
And I'm trying to resolve it.
Okay.
And you just like, fuck that shit. I don't want to hear this shit. I'm gonna hang up, Elsie. Like what you just said. So now you're dismissing my feelings. Now you telling me my feelings are invalid.
Is this something that really happened? I mean, are we talking about real things?
We are
right
role
now?
playing right now. These are things that can happen. These are things that have happened. I'm sure I've experienced
like, dang,
it.
did that ever on you?
I'm good. I'm
Okay,
role playing,
right.
babe. I'm an actress. I'm trying to get my Grammy right now.
So we asking like, what's the right way to respond to that?
What would be the right way for you to respond if me and you in a relationship? This is what I told you.
In a perfect world, okay, I'll work on that. I will try to work on that. But that's not answering how we get better. I'm sorry.
What I'm trying to say to you is, if I'm telling you I don't like this,
right?
If I'm communicating with how you making me feel,
right?
Because we're talking about communication, right? I'm telling you this,
right?
What are you gonna do if I'm telling you you're making me feel like this? Now, if you completely dismissing my feelings, then we're gonna keep doing this circle.
Okay, but yeah, if I was in a relationship and I really cared about her, I wouldn't dismiss her feelings.
If I was in a relationship, if I really cared about her.
Right. I mean, it's a role play.
So if you don't,
it's a role.
It's fuck that shit.
Basically, yeah.
Why are you in a relationship with her in the first place?
Okay.
If it's all these damn ifs.
Oh, okay. Okay. This getting wild. Okay.
This the problem.
All right. Listen. All right. Sometimes bad things happen in a relationship, and the man or the woman checks out. They ain't got no other place to live. They still stay together. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get out and get a new house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I got to deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
So you're using that person.
I mean, so I'm trying to cohabitate with this person.
So
I'm trying my best to be cordial with this person.
So you're not working on anything. You're just I don't have nowhere to go. I can't afford it.
What I said is sometimes you get to a point where you check out. Right.
So if you checking out of the relationship, you need to check out that door like it's a hotel. It's 11 o'clock checkout, right?
Okay.
Why are you sitting there using that person and you ain't even communicating with that person that you're checked out?
So if you checked out, he ain't checked out, but you checked out. You just gonna get up and leave? You gonna leave your house and everything and go?
If you checked out, sir, I am planning my exit. I am planning my checkout time. You're gonna know it. I'm not gonna be sitting there plotting.
Okay.
If you know you have checked out, man or woman,
all right,
that is not fair to the other person to sit there while you planning the great escape and you're gonna blindside them. That's wrong.
There's so many things that's wrong in a relationship, and if that's the worst thing, I don't think that's the worst thing.
But you're talking about communicating, and how do we fix it?
No, okay.
How do you fix it is starting at step 1. Lack of communication. Let's communicate.
Okay, but you already you done went to. There's all this BS going on.
I gave you a scenario.
But I'm saying. Listen, I'm saying. I'm trying to say, how do we fix it from the start? You done already went to all the BS that's happening.
Communication, then.
Okay. All right. So with communication and the respect, how do we get communication right, the right kind of communication from the start?
Healthy
communication from the start. Mm-hmm. And how do we learn to respect one another from the start? How does that begin?
You have to start by healthy communication, like you said, and healthy listening. If somebody is telling you something, because communication is speaking and as well as listening. If you're talking to me and I'm being dismissive of your feelings and I don't care, nothing in that communication is going to go anywhere. It's going to fall on deaf ears. You're not going to get anywhere.
Okay. Now, you're right. It don't get anywhere, but if it does go somewhere, then that means that communication wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Because If he's saying the right things, she's saying the right things, and then you start something, and then you get to the BS, then and the communication falls apart, then
Then that's where you're supposed to do the work.
I'm feeling like before I think if we get the respect for each other the right way, then the communication will fall in line. So really, I want to know, how do we get the respect for each other? Because communication can go left or right at any time.
Yeah, but that's why I say healthy communication.
Okay.
How do we
respect each other?
If that person is your partner, you should have a level of respect for them anyway, because they're your partner.
Right, but how do we get respect?
So how do we get respect?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe in this old saying, in order to get respect, you got to give it. So I feel like you need to give it in order to get it. You don't talk to me and treat me like a dog, and I won't do it to you. When you're speaking and you feel a way, I'm going to listen, and vice versa. I expect the same. So the respect is simple to me. I don't know why it's so difficult for some people to respect others. We are taught from children on how to treat one another. You don't hit your friends. You don't hit anybody. You keep your hands to yourself. You don't yell at somebody. You don't tell anybody shut up. Respect is simple. If you don't like people telling you to shut up, why are you telling somebody else to shut up? Right. If you don't want people to yell at you, why are you yelling at people? If you don't want people in your personal space, why are you in somebody's personal space? So it starts with yourself. Okay, I know I don't like this, so maybe I should not do this to somebody else.
Right.
So that's where I feel like the respect starts at. I know I'm going to do some self-evaluating. I'm going to think before I speak. I'm going to think before I act. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like, okay, so Lord, all right. It's some things I want to say. I feel like this, but let me keep it at a certain tone, because I don't want him to feel away. I don't want him to shut down. So let me talk like this. Like, I don't like how you did this. I don't, the respect starts there.
It starts with ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to be a more respectful person, and we also got to hold the thing called integrity.
There you go.
And once that, we can't make the other person do anything. Only thing we can do is control ourselves.
Yeah.
And if the other person has any self-respect on themselves, they will see that, okay, me treating you is wrong, so I'm gonna adjust the way that I act towards you, and that way the respect will be reciprocated. But it always starts with ourselves. We can only control what we do.
Yeah.
And we gotta show ourselves as respectable people.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we want to condone being ratchet, if we want to condone being gangster all the time, being thugs and that, then we won't get respect.
We're not gonna get nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? We will be treated as such.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where it starts.
I agree. But everybody gotta be on one accord. We all gotta work together.
Mainly work on yourself. If you work on yourself, like-minded people will be attracted to you.
Hopefully. I'm just being honest. That's the only way I know how to be. Hopefully. One can always hope. All right. Last question.
Oh, that's easy.
And we can make this one quick.
That's easy. It ain't gonna be quick, but that's easy.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because the other person ain't the one. Let me elaborate. If one person sees the other person as irreplaceable, they would do nothing to jeopardize that. But I'm saying if they are the one, they will not cheat. But even if they hold the other person high valuable and high regard, they still may cheat. But if you that one, if you are deemed irreplaceable, they will not cheat. So why you getting cheated on? Why do I get cheated on? Because I wasn't that one. Why did I cheat on the ones I cheated with, back in my younger days? Because they wasn't the one. I thought they was, but obviously they wasn't. I mean, and listen, you can't be the one to everybody. And that's what makes dating and relationships so difficult because sometimes you don't know that you're not the one until it happens.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this, because they not the one.
Right.
I think that's a fucking cop out. Um, I think that's a cop out because I just think that's a cop out because I feel like
What do you think I'm saying by that?
because you saying
Are
you
you
don't feel
saying
like they're not the one.
so? You
That's
saying
why people cheat.
do you think I'm saying that the person is justified by cheating by
I
not
don't know.
being?
You tell me.
No.
Okay.
You're asking for the reason. That's the
You think
reason.
that's why people cheat? I disagree then.
Why do people cheat?
I think people cheat because they're selfish. I think they cheat because
Yes.
I think they cheat. I think it has nothing to do with anything that person is doing wrong that they're with.
That
I
align.
think it's just something that, ooh, I want this.
You
I
know,
want to have it. Let me
but
go get it.
You know that still kind of aligns with my answer.
How?
Um. So, if I'm with somebody, and I don't value that person, I can still be selfish.
If I'm with somebody
If I'm with somebody
and
and I don't value that person, can I still be selfish?
you're gonna be selfish, yeah.
That aligns with the question. The aligns with the answer that I gave you.
You said you don't deem them as the one though.
Right. So that I'm not valuing that person, which means I
Okay,
can't
you're
be
not valuing
selfish.
that person that you're with, is what you're saying.
Yes.
But that don't go together to me as far as they're not the one.
If
Because they
that,
could be the one,
if
but
that,
you fucked it up
if I
because you're
see,
being selfish.
that's what I'm trying to say. If I see that person, if the person I'm with, if I see her as the one that's irreplaceable, I will not cheat.
You think so?
That's what I said.
I think if a person's a cheater, they're a cheater. I think I think if a person's a cheater, they're a cheater. Because even I've heard
Okay.
I've heard guys say like, this person was the one that I fucked up.
If a person is hold on, if a person is a cheater, they're a cheater. Okay, if a person is a murderer, they will murder, but a regular person can murder under certain circumstances, but a murderer is gonna murder. So yes,
Are they gonna murder everybody or no?
but a cheater is gonna cheat, of course. But we're talking about regular people.
And talking about regular people, you're saying, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If this person's the one, if this is the person, this is my person, I'm not gonna cheat on them or
If they're
whatever else.
irreplaceable.
But if it's something in you, like you said, if a murder is a murder, if it's something in you, like a tick almost for some of these people that cheat,
Yeah. We have those out there. Those are out there. Yes.
I think it's a problem for some. And I think that it's for a selfish reason.
Right. We don't have to sit here and discuss why do cheaters cheat. Because
No.
that's what they do. That's part of their identity. We're not talking about that.
But the question was, why do we think people cheat, right?
Right. Well, okay. Well, some people have the tick. Okay, that we're gonna throw them out there because that's useless to talk about. Okay, why do normal people cheat?
Why do normal people cheat that probably wouldn't normally cheat?
Yes.
If it's something that's not done often and kind of out of their character, I will say, I agree that maybe they didn't feel like you were the one, or you ain't gonna know who, if this person over here the one because you're cheating, because you still got to get to know that person. It's whatever they're feeding within you at that moment that you feel like you want to act on, and then you do it.
Oh, so you're talking about why the person choose the person that they cheat with. That's what you're saying.
If it's a normal person,
Why
like
do
you
they
said,
choose the other
normal
person? Right.
why are people
but,
cheating?
Right, but if
Sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with that person at home. And a lot of times,
the
what I'm
value,
seeing,
it's the lack of value
a
to that
lot of
person at
times,
home.
what I'm seeing though, had nothing to do with that. It was that person that cheated. It was for your own selfish reasons. It was nothing at first. Like,
Because they didn't value what they have at home. If they absolutely value what they got at home, that person over there had no chance. I mean, but it's not fair. But that's the life we live.
that's the life we live.
You pick who you pick. They pick you back, and you just hope for the best.
I feel like, as far as the value statement goes, I'll agree with you on that to an extent. It's like a car, though. It depreciates with time, right? Most cars, right? As soon as you drive it off the lot, the value goes down, correct?
Yeah.
So you don't deem that person valuable. At one point, you probably did. You over here now because you didn't value this person. Do you feel like they're valuing this other person over here that they're with?
No.
No.
Hell no.
So therefore, it goes back
Go back to what?
to the person that is doing it for their own selfish reasons.
Okay, we have no disagreement there.
We don't? Okay.
No.
Those
I
are
mean,
my
because
disagreements
yes, if you cheat, then yes, that's selfish. Yes.
Okay.
But the only reason it happens is because of the person that you're with. I mean, if two people don't absolutely value each other, they will go outside of what they have. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still goes back to selfishness in my book, but
It's very selfish.
it's very selfish.
Yes, I'm not arguing with you on that.
Okay, long as you ain't arguing with me on
Nah.
that. Okay. All right. I don't know how I feel about cheaters. I have a lot to say about it, but I if I'm not being funny, I'm being serious.
Right.
I do agree. I do agree that it's selfish. I do agree that, okay, clearly you couldn't have valued me that much because, or valued whoever, me, you, whoever been in a relationship and been cheated on. Because, yeah, I get what you're saying. Because if you cared at all, you would not have done the things you've done because you knew what you had over here.
Now, wait. Now, okay. You can still care about somebody and still cheat. Okay, listen to me. You can still care about some. Not saying that it's right, but a person can care about somebody and still cheat.
To an extent.
To an extent. Thank you.
To an extent.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Okay.
To an extent.
Right.
Now, how bad you cheat,
Right.
that makes the difference.
Right.
What you do after you cheat, that makes the difference in my book. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, get some clarity. Because
Clarity.
there's a real big stigma on you in the Facebook community.
In the Facebook community, what's
Yeah.
up? What's the stigma?
Why might people say that they think you might be bitter towards men? Why would somebody think that about you?
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, first of all, and I'm gonna talk to the camera on this. First of all, why would somebody think I'm bitter? First, in the Facebook community, know the definition of what bitter is. Do I deem myself bitter? No. I would recommend go to Google and look up some of the links and know what bitter is. Bitter to me is somebody who is, okay, let me give an example. I'm good at making examples. A lot of people know what I went through.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Because people think that I'm bitter towards men. But watch this. Okay. Bitter to me is fuck niggas. I don't give a fuck about these niggas. Ain't none of these niggas shit. Da 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 da. Everybody in my friends group and my direct friends group are mostly married women. And I got a couple that are not, or whatever else. None of my married friends would ever tell you that I ever said, girl, fuck that nigga. If they had an argument with their spouses or anything, he ain't shit, he ain't this. That to me deems bitter. Am I passionate about how I feel about how men are treating women? Yes, I'm very passionate. That doesn't deem me bitter. If I'm saying, why do men do this to women? Why are men doing that to women? Me asking a question, it's a valid question because we're not blind. We're all seeing it. We see here in our community, little old Calla, some of the main dudes that are whores. The main dudes, the popular dudes of Ocala, and y'all can put two and two together. Some of them who got babies on the way right now from different females. Some of the ones who dropping PP off from this female to that female done screwed probably everybody in Ocala. I'm asking why y'all man doing this. Am I wrong for asking? That does not deem. Hold on.
Okay.
That does not deem me bitter because a lot of the things that I say on my social media is that literal questions or why are men doing this? Why are men doing that? We're not blind. We're all seeing this. We're all seeing these things.
Okay.
I would love to name some people.
No,
to give
no.
I'm not naming nobody. Have y'all ever heard me name somebody?
Yeah,
a man? No.
I
don't name y'all. Not saying I'm naming y'all. What I'm saying is I would love to name people to point out examples, but
okay.
I won't.
But you don't
know what?
But you don't know any female who can fit those same examples.
I'm not done. You asked me.
Okay, all right.
I'm still answering.
Hey, all right.
I'm still answering.
Taking a while to get there now.
It don't matter.
All right.
Because some stuff needs to be broken down for some people.
Okay.
Because some people are a little slow. So I'm breaking it down for the slow ones. Because I know a lot of dudes and I know a lot of people think, oh, Elsie's bitter. Elsie's bitter. Okay. I'm not bitter. Okay, because if I was bitter, people who know my situation right now would know that I'm not bitter. Because the bitter person in me would not be so forgiving. If I was so bitter after coming out of what I went through, I would not have seemed to even try to be in another relationship. I had another relationship after my marriage that some people don't even know about. And I still, even after that situation being bad, this bitter person in me and why I say the things I say, when I was in that relationship, that person did me dirty. And I'll say what it was. That person went to go visit family up north. And because I did not want us to live together anymore, because it was starting to be too much, and it was too much from what I was coming from, I have not seen that person in 2 years. 2. And this is me first time talking about it publicly. You know what I'm saying? And decided to go up there and be with a whole nother female. And yet and still, I see hope and wanting a relationship. Y'all ain't never heard me say, fuck niggas, I don't want niggas, That to me is bitter. I'm not bitter. And this is what I want to point out. Because people love to say this bitter, this and that. So let me give you an example.
Still some good men out there?
Somewhere.
We do exist.
The motherfuckers are like how they do the motherfucking panda bears in China. They breed them specially in a zoo somewhere, but you're not going to see many of them. That's how good men are. Whatever. But anyway, anyways, they're very rare. You ain't going to see them often. Just saying. Hold on.
The good women out there?
I'm not done.
Are they everywhere?
I'm not done. Hold on. Let me finish. So this what I want to say on that bitter shit, because I am justified in my reactions. If I'm your friend, Tyson, and you let me in your house freely, and every time I leave your house, something missing, and you like, I said, this one gone until you came. This one gone until you came. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but I keep taking from you. Now you frustrated with me. Now you like, fuck this shit. Because this supposed to be my friend. This supposed to be my good friend. Every time she comes, she's taking shit from me that can't be replaced. Yeah. Hold on. Let me finish, because you asked me a question. I'm going to get it all that. Then I let you talk. If you let me borrow money, and every time you give me the money, I don't never give it back. You got to borrow that shit back from me, and I got you. I'm going to give it back to you. But hey, in the meantime, let me hold $5 more. and then you still don't get your shit back. You got this bitch don't never give me my damn money back. So now you what? You angry. So if you react to how I'm doing you, does that deem you bitter or does that deem you hurt? Does that deem you betrayed? Does that deem you frustrated? The reactions that I have, hold on, in the situations that I've experienced in my relationships are justified. You are justified in being upset. You are justified in being hurt. You are justified in being frustrated. I can give one more example because I'm going to do it. I had a goddamn neighbor that was a cat person. I don't hate cats. I don't like them too much, but I don't hate them. Every damn day, this man let these damn cats come up in my yard, sit on my car, little footprints, piss on everything I put on my porch. I don't like cats too much, but I didn't hate them. Now I can't stand cats. I can't stand them. Am I bitter or am I just tired of all these damn cats steady coming in my yard, pissing on my sheet, climbing on my car, whatever? It is justified because my experiences were not good. Will I give this cat a chance? Yeah, I'll give this cat over here a chance, as long as he don't get on my shit and piss on my shit. What I'm saying is, in my examples or my metaphors is, my reactions in the situations that I experience or the things that I've seen people going through that's around me or that I've spoken to is valid. I have yet to see, and I said it before, someone who has wronged someone, hurt someone to the max, betrayed someone to the max, seen somebody be like, yeah, let's have a fucking party. This motherfucker just cheated on me for the 4th time. This person just hauled ass on me after everything I was to that person. This person just fucked my best friend or fucked somebody I know. I have yet to see somebody celebrate that. I have yet to see it. My reactions that I had were valid. My questions to men are valid because I see so many women that's in fucked up positions who have been good to men. And we all know that it's more women out there looking to settle down most times than we see men. Now, and what you asked me.
It's a lot to unpack.
I'm sorry, you gotta unpack it, sir. Sometimes unpacking takes a minute. When it comes to the women, I am not gonna sit here and say that it ain't some trifling ass women out here. I'm gonna say that. Some of y'all I talk to. Let me sit up for this. Some of y'all I talk to. Some of y'all I know. Some of y'all think people don't know. I know the women that are upset because their men or whatever else is cheating on them, but yet didn't you have a baby by somebody's man or husband way back when? I know the women that's sitting up here probably was fucking people's husbands all the time and people men, and now boom, karma came back and got your ass. I know the women that are fucking around with these married men, y'all, or men that are in relationships. They are just as wrong. I deem those women just as wrong. Okay. And I do believe in karma. So I think some of the shit women are going through, some of these women are going through is their karma. I do believe in that. I do believe in that. So I'm not saying that it's just all men. I know some trifling bitches, and I'm like talking about trifling. And I'm like, damn. Okay. I would have done you good. Like, if you was my man, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it's not a whole plethora of good men out there. And the few that are out there in our age group mostly are married or have been in relationships for an extended period of time. So as we get older, that shit gets narrower and narrower and it gets smaller and smaller, and our chances are like fucking getting struck by lightning at this point. So that's how I feel. So anybody want to call me bitter, that's fine. All that is fine. But any man who has experienced LC, truly experienced LC, no different. Because if I was this bitter, horrible woman, a lot of y'all wouldn't circle the block. Just saying. Okay. Unpack.
No, that the things I want to unpack was like an hour ago. Like,
sorry.
God, I can't. It's so much.
Hey. I had to unpack what you were saying.
I was trying to get.
Sorry, I had to get it out.
All right. Well, at least at the end, you did say there are trifling women.
Yes.
So, but you don't like to address those. You like to address the men. So
I love to address the majority.
Which I will give to you because you speak from a woman's point of view. So okay, I'll go with that.
Okay.
You know, but as long as you did say that, you know, women are trifling too.
Women are.
Okay,
Women are.
so
But
we're good.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Like I said, look up the definition of bitter.
Well, let me
I
well
am.
let me just ask this then.
Go ahead.
Okay, you gave the example about the cats. You say you don't like cats now because of what these cats did over here. That don't make you bitter towards cats.
You know why I don't like cats?
I mean, but ain't that bitter towards
You
cats?
know why I don't like cats? Okay,
Because
so
they piss and leave paw prints all over your car.
that ain't why I started disliking them though.
Okay.
So the reason why I started disliking cats is because I'm allergic and they make me sneeze and they itch my eyes and all of that. That's why I stopped liking them. Will I see a cat and be like, oh, just don't
Nah,
touch
probably
me?
not.
We have 2 cats at my job, a little black one and a little, what do you call that, brindle looking color, whatever, I don't know. And now we have a little pet raccoon that thinks he's one of the cats. I see him and I'm like, oh, hey. You know, I see the little raccoon. I recorded him yesterday morning as he kept peeking and running down and running up the hill, acting like he wanted the damn cats,
Yeah.
going to get the food.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem
Okay.
because they not pissing on shit around the job. They give me my space, I give them theirs. They're not on my car. They're not hacking up fur balls on my car like the neighbor's cat used to do and all of that.
Okay.
So I can still look at a cat and be like, and like them.
Okay.
So that's the same way I feel with men. I love men, good ones.
That you're not
I
allergic
want
to.
one that I'm not allergic to. You're right. I want a good one. I wouldn't be still like so passionate about it if I didn't want that. Like I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, and I feel like shit, I deserve it. I'm a good woman. I got a lot to offer a good man, a man that I want, a man like he said, we on the same rate and level or whatever. The
Equally
case,
yoked.
equally yoked. I'm waiting on that person or whatever. You know, I thought I found it a couple times, but obviously I didn't. That's something I had to heal past or whatever. But I am like, my kids will tell you, we watching a movie, let me find a romance. I love seeing love. I love love. Love is tattooed on my hand. Love is above my room door. You go in my room, I have love everywhere. I love love. It's beautiful. I tell my friends all the time, people who got it, and it's a beautiful thing, like I love it. It does something to me because that's something I long for. So if I were bitter, I wouldn't want that shit no more because I'm going to think every man ain't shit.
You know what love looks like?
Do I know what it looks like?
Yeah. Have you experienced it? Do you know what it
Have
looks like?
I experienced it? I would honestly say I have experienced it where it was kind of like an equal thing, maybe briefly once in my life with somebody, and we were very young, and he was a beautiful person, and he is now passed away. If I honestly thinking about it in my adult life, I feel like I've always loved those people more than they love me. Because it's like you said, the value part. They didn't value me because they didn't see what they were losing. They didn't care to risk it. So in my adult life, I can't honestly say I've fully experienced it. I thought I did, but clearly I love them more than they love me because they were willing to risk me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Any questions for me?
do I have any question for Tyson? Tyson, are you looking for a relationship with a woman? Like, are you looking to ever settle down? And then we can end it on that.
I mean, yes, that's the end goal.
Is it?
That's the end goal. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to die alone, but I mean, until then, just living my life.
Oh, okay. What does living your life mean?
Basically, I'm doing what makes Tyson happy.
Okay, so you're not looking to settle down right now.
If the right one came along, but
so at your big age, the right one ain't came along.
I'm not on Bumble and them other apps. I'm not on dating apps like actively looking.
Right.
But I feel like God has a way to put the right person in front of me at the right time.
Okay.
So, being that I haven't found her yet, probably means I ain't even ready yet.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
There's nothing wrong with being single. So,
There's nothing wrong with being
I
single, but
have,
don't wait until you 65 and you got prostate problems and your pee don't get up no more and you need somebody to just take care of you and take you to your doctor's appointment, make sure your pills on the right days of the week. Don't do that. That's selfish shit I was talking about. Just saying.
I think it's less selfish for you to properly learn yourself, learn what it is you want, learn what you
If you
need.
don't know who you are by the age of 50, there is a huge
I learn
problem.
I
Ooh,
learn
it's lightning.
I learn more about myself every day. I learn more about myself every day. I don't think you can ever completely know yourself.
No, but at a certain age, you should know most parts of you.
I mean, as I'm learning, I believe when I get to the part where I learned enough, that's when God will send that person. But since God ain't sent that person, I just continue learning.
You're going to put it off on God.
I mean, everything's in His timing.
It's in His timing, but you can also, God give us choices.
Listen, I live a happy life right now. My life is very peaceful.
So then you're not looking for anybody.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
that's what I said. I'm not on the apps. I'm not actively
You don't
looking.
have to be on an app to be
No,
looking.
well, I mean, just meaning that I am not like, oh my God, she's look good. Maybe that's her. No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay,
But if God works in mysterious ways, He knows who to put in front of me, when to put the person in front of me, and everything lines up. Everything happened that's supposed to happen.
Okay, I feel you.
But right now, I'm happy. I'm happy. I live a peaceful life.
You keep saying peaceful.
Yes, I want to
and
die.
putting emphasis on that. You think if you were to get a partner, you wouldn't be in peace?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. If I be with somebody, chances are that peace would be lost more than the chances of its being gained. Now,
Because relationships are work. So that's where it starts. How much work are you willing to put in
the thing about it is
this relationship?
you can go through ups and downs in a relationship and still have peace. I'm not saying that I expect to get in a relationship and it's supposed to be 100% peaceful.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
You can still go through things, argue and still have peace.
Okay.
Because it's how you argue.
Okay.
How you
Healthy communication, like
right.
I said. Yes.
It's all about all that. But the thing is, I have to extend my peace. I'm not about to sacrifice my peace for nobody.
So you're not ready?
I'm ready for the right one.
He's not ready, is what I heard, for $200.
I'm not ready for the majority of what's out there. But that one.
Tyson has stated he likes his peace. He put emphasis on peace,
I
ladies.
like my peace. Yeah.
Basically,
Peace
AKA,
over everything.
he wants to be single. Just saying. But we gonna wrap it up. This has been a long
That is not what
episode.
I said. Okay.
Sounded like he said that in other words, but that's just me assuming. But we gonna wrap this up. Thank you for joining me, Tyson. Thank you for giving.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
Yep.
Thank you for giving a man's perspective. Thank you for being a positive, healthy communication, even if it was disagreements or whatever else. That is what communication look like. We don't have to always agree, y'all. We can have our different views and still get our points across. Hopefully, y'all took something away from this here particular video. If not, we sorry. It is what it is. But we hope y'all took something from this. We hope we helped some people, and we hope we got through to some people, because we want to see more black love. Tyson got a whole bunch of black love in his family, cousins and stuff. Some of my cousins or whatever, they've been together for a long time.
Shoot, yeah.
I think Tyson about the only one still sing, y'all. So he said he want his piece. We gonna get out of here though. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed, love, peace, and have grease.
All right, life is good.